Welcome to Testimony Mountain. I am so glad you're here. I just wanted to give a brief update. I'm with friends in California right now and so very grateful for all that the Lord has done. And I so appreciate each one of you who have expressed love and prayers during this difficult time for me. And just want you to know that I'm doing well in the Lord. I have my ups and downs, as we all do, and struggles and challenges, but I feel so surrounded by your love and prayers, as well as the many friends who have come and visited me here and who have sent encouraging messages. And so I am so grateful to the Lord. I got on today like, okay, how am I going to do this? What testimony can I share? And I can't say that I have this big something to say, but really this is about all of us walking out our journey. Is that every day is a testimony of God's goodness because the only reason I'm alive today is because of Him. And so just want to encourage you to think about your own life. What is your testimony today? How is God moving in you? Do you see the growth? Do you see changes? Do you see His provision? And sometimes it can feel so slow. And sometimes in my journaling, I complain to the Lord. It's like, it just feels like it's the same thing over and over. And, am I really making any progress? And of course, they're always so encouraging to let me know, yes, you are. Stay in the game, keep walking it out step by step. And so I want to encourage you, no matter what you're going through, there is a pathway through. And as I've said over and over, the true family just says to me, put your hand in ours, take the next step, and rest and trust. That's the simplicity of it because we don't have to figure out everything. We just get to say yes again to them. And I will just share this little testimony. It was kind of interesting how the Lord works in incredible ways. I This time in California was originally scheduled to be writing on a book project that I've been working on, and I hope to continue to work on. I knew coming here after, the working through things with my husband and I's separation and divorce is giving myself permission just to be. And so, one of the powerful tools that the Lord has given me, I'm so grateful for, is journaling with Him, with my parts in this beautiful dance. And uh, journaling was not always easy for me. There, was a lot of starts and stops for a long time. But as it's become rooted in my life and become a regular practice, it is probably one of the primary tools that is helping me to overcome. Because it's in writing, I can go back over it and see God's goodness and remind myself when I'm struggling with things. Okay, He's here. He says He's here. He's got me safe. And He has a way through. And that strengthens me to continue the journey. And so while I've been here with a friend of mine, I was going through a really deep uh, struggle of some memories that had surfaced and processing through that with the Lord. But even with that, I needed a human being to just interact with. And so I asked her if I could read my journaling. And so she said, of course, it was an opportunity for me just to read my journaling to her and just cry. She didn't have to do anything because it's not about trying to fix someone or anything, but she was just that loving presence to meet me right where I was at. And then I was able to move on from that stuck place. And she made a comment and she said how much that journaling impacted her. And even parts of her were healed in that process. And it gave her an example of what that kind of journaling looks like. And she was able to start some of her own journaling in a beautiful way. She made a comment. She said, this could be a book. And, I didn't really think much of it, but a few days later, and just processing with the Lord, it was like, maybe this would be helpful to survivors if I shared portions of my journaling. And so it began this intense time of reviewing my journals from the last year or two. And it was really good for me, just confirming what the Lord is doing and where I am at today. And that was extremely helpful in my processing, but also in this place of just pulling out pieces of it and go, okay, we could kind of organize this in themes and write an introduction and put in a little bit of pieces here and there to make it make sense. And so the long and short of it is that within a week I had a rough draft of 300 and some pages for a book that hopefully will come out later this fall. And it's just a testimony of God's goodness because here I thought that I was going to work on my book on paradox and felt stuck. I couldn't move forward, and it was like, okay, well, it almost seems like some wasted time, even though I know I need this processing. And the Lord had an even better plan, is that for me, reviewing the journaling was a great ministering to my heart and processing for me on this journey. And then potentially to extract some things from that, create a rough draft that we'll be editing and getting out hopefully soon, that you might benefit from that as well. And so it's a little bit of a scary journey, putting out my personal processing with the Lord, but I'm believing that it will have an impact out there. And so just a testimony of how when we think, you know, we're not making progress, we're not getting anything done, the Lord can supernaturally do something so incredible in each one of our lives and in a way that is faster than we ever thought and is so good. And so I just want to encourage you that you are loved and that you are safe and secure, that the true family, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, they have a pathway for you. No matter what you're struggling through, there is hope. And so I just want to bless you, and we'll see you next time on Testimony Now.